I'm Stephen John Drew from the official GonnaGeek.com podcast, a proud member of the Gonna Geek Network, just like the one you're listening to now. The opinions expressed are those of each individual. Check out other geeky podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com and get ready because geekiness begins in 3, 2, 1.
Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy.
Hey there, party people. That's right, we're going with the party people line. And welcome to episode 571 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. This is recorded live on Thursday, September 5th, 2024. We are back after a hiatus because I felt like poop last week after I got a vaccine, which means it worked. My name is Chris. I am joined by the usual band of misfits. We'll start first with Mr. Anthony Bachman.
I try not to feel like poop. It's no fun.
But if you do after a vaccine, it means it's working.
That's true. I got my second hepatitis vaccine shot. My arms did not feel great that day. And the next day I was kind of sluggish. But it didn't make me feel awful. So, yay science.
Yay science. And you know what else? Yay Willie Nelson.
I heard there was some party people in here. And I don't know if you see what I am, but I'm a party pooper.
I don't like this. I don't know what happened, and I don't like it.
Yeah, you should.
It just happened.
It's bad.
I'm a party pooper.
Oh my.
Oh dear Lord, the party pooper.
Don't worry. The party just started, so there's some time to poop on it. Let's just see the best way of doing it later on.
Willie D. Poopa.
For your audio listeners, I am raising my eyebrows up 20 yards up in the sky.
Pretty close.
I don't even know how to reply.
You called down the party people, Chris. This is what happens. One of them's got to be the party pooper.
I should have known that Willie would soak the bit that he would even change his tag on his name tag to say party pooper under his name.
His lower third is party pooper.
It's got to be somebody. Might as well be me.
That's true. I don't want to poop on the party, so that's all Willie.
Nobody wants to poop on the party. It just
he
sometimes
does.
Happens.
He obviously does. He likes pooping on the party.
You see. I know Jackie over there. I know. I can say some words that will get her to think that somebody's talking about her, and then she's going to go start, and that's going to avalanche out to a bunch of people fighting. I know that's the start of it. That's the start.
Okay. That sounds really exciting.
Run away while you can.
Hey, Jack, I can talk to you for a second. We'll get there later.
I don't know that I like what's happening at all. Not one single bit.
Creating a whole world here.
Nobody should like it.
Is the world of Willie? Is that what we're creating?
No. The world is the party, and I'm here to poop on it.
I think we've just come up with a new supervillain.
Yeah.
If you have any artistic ability, dear listener out there, and want to make a mock-up of Willie D. Nelson's party pooper supervillain costume, please feel free to send us that. I would say tweet it to the podcast account, but we don't use Twitter anymore. So send it to us on Threads.
I'll still get it on South Porky, just the same amount.
I don't think I've posted a tweet in over a month, and before that, it was only using it to promote the show. But I was like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm a threader now. I don't use
any social media, man. I mean,
I've seen you do it for the gram before.
I think, mainly Twitter at this point. It's just I send out my flick chart once ever I add a movie and run it through the flick chart. It ranks it and does an automatic tweet.
They haven't broken that yet.
Majority of what I tweet now.
I'm sure those automated tweets will go away since they're charging for API access now. So Go team.
Yeah.
Wait, are they doing the same thing that Reddit did?
I mean, effectively.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But let's be
I'm
honest.
not keeping up with it.
I don't think any of the three of us are really the current clientele that they're catering to on Twitter right now. And let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be the next thing that gets deleted.
What is the clientele? That's all free. You have to buy something to be clientele. What?
Oh,
Well-
can you go more than 4 tweets scrolling without seeing an ad or trying to offer you to buy premium shitter?
Or someone saying something racist.
'Cause I don't really use Twitter in the first place.
Yeah. It's
Then-
every 4 tweets now is an
but
ad
is-
to premium shitter.
I mean, it's not because of that though.
No.
No.
Ain't
It's
paying
the-
you for shitter.
The environment that has been fostered there, most of the people that I liked to talk to on Twitter have also seemingly left or curtailed their conversation. So other than
Yeah.
the thing I realized is most of the stuff I like to talk about, I found people on Threads that talks about it right now, or I can find it on Reddit. Except on Threads, there is jack crap all for college football talk.
Mm.
Like I got plenty of last year on Twitter, I'd get plenty of college football talk when it was football season, but Threads, maybe I'm just not following the right people. Who knows? I don't know. I'm no social media expert.
Well, it really doesn't. There has to be.
There
has
very
to
well
be.
could be. It just isn't surfaced properly via their algorithm because that's not who I've curated my feed to be so far. So I probably just need to find them as part of
Yeah.
what's going on.
Ooh,
then
Bachman,
start
can you ask
following
me how many scrolls, how many posts I can go through on Threads before I see an ad?
Oh, I don't know how many.
None,
scrolls
because
you
I
have to
don't
go
use
through.
it.
All right.
Actually, none right now because they're not selling ads on Threads yet.
Well, I mean, the point is I also
Ooh,
don't use that
ooh.
either.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is your fact was factual for everyone, not
Chris,
just
I don't
yourself.
want to see your O face.
That's just thread space.
But I mean, I guess if
As
I
he
open
threads it through the hole.
if I open
Jesus
my mouth, it basically makes my head into an O on screen. See, have fun photoshopping that one, guys. That's a free gift for everyone.
Don't tempt me. You know I Photoshop things.
What's the last thing you
True.
photoshopped?
Let's see if that's able to go out on air.
Fair point. What's the last safe for work thing? That
I
you
said, let me
photoshopped?
see what if there is. What
That's
it
why
is.
I caveated.
Okay, so the last thing I did was for a Jackbox game. I wanted to Photoshop a window because that is way too bright.
That was way
You know,
blown out.
Yeah, even though it's on the lightest. So usually the number over here only goes up to 100, and once it gets to 100, it will go back to 0. So I photoshopped a saying 420 for feeding the trash monster. That was the last
Nice.
thing I photoshopped.
We've got
It's
we've got I Heart Costco in the YouTube chat right now saying they post things and use Grok to mess around to create funny pics. I use Google Gemini to create my funny pics right now. It works pretty well. I was screwing around with it today and told it to make me a picture of Optimus Prime skateboarding under the St. Louis Arch, and it was pretty fun.
Nice. Which one is Grok? Is that the AI
That's
inside
Twitter's.
shitter?
Yeah.
Okay. Shitter AI.
Grok is a sci-fi term from oh my god, Stranger in a Strange Land, written by Robert Heinlein, talking about Martians and stuff like that.
Oh, I thought they
Martians
just wanted to
Grok
call it
things.
Gronk and just took out a letter.
No. Oh, sorry, Ernesto. We just unmasked you. Evidently, that was Ernesto using his I Heart Costco channel. I'm so sorry.
The man's got multiple YouTubes. He's everywhere.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I am so curious. Why do you have a channel called I Heart Costco?
Oh,
There's
I'm
a whole
assuming 'cause he
Costco
loves
culture,
Costco.
man.
Right. I know. Okay. That
I'm not even kidding.
clicked.
Yeah, dude,
I
you
really
would not believe the number of Costco YouTubers my wife follows and watches all their videos.
Mm-hmm.
I
Deals.
literally.
Anything coming in and out of the store, the stuff that's the healthiest for you versus the other stuff. There you go. Ernesto said it's the deals, man. It's
Well-
the deals, man.
Well, do you want to hear about something that's really weirdly timed?
Okay.
Is it safe
Right
for work?
before, yes, it's safe for fun.
Is it safe for public consumption?
So right before I set up for the podcast tonight, guess where I went to for the first time ever?
Costco?
Yeah, the
Sam's
hot dog was
Club.
pretty good.
Did you get the hot dog?
I
and
just said
soda?
the hot dog was pretty good.
Nice. It's only like what, $1.99 still?
$1.50.
$1.50. That's not bad.
Michael Kors shoes for
Ernesto's finding the deals.
Damn. Yeah,
And I'm
that's
not
a good
gonna
one.
lie. Those
That's
hot
a solid
dogs.
deal.
I mean, it's good, but do you know what it tastes like? I mean, I still think it's good, but
Victory.
it
It's like a
tastes
hot
like
dog.
a hot dog version of a Slim Jim,
I approve.
and it's not bad. It's not a bad thing. It was like
All right.
I get a lot of Slim Jim out of this, and that's good.
So we don't have Costco where I live, but I've been to one that was in Maryland, way across the border, going over towards the DC metro area a couple times when I was going out there because guy I was riding with had a Costco membership and picked up a few things. But I wouldn't mind having one. We got a couple Sam's Clubs here, but Sam's ain't quite the same as Costco.
Yeah, it's not quite the same, but it's
Nah.
pretty close.
It's close enough, though. It's close enough.
What I don't understand at Costco is they check you out as you after you check out at the checkout before you can exit. Unlike Walmart, where they just like sometimes they check you're not. No, there's someone checks everything.
Sam's Club
That
does
seems-
too. At least ours does.
Really?
Yeah.
Seems so like I already went through the checkouts and they did everything there. Why? Okay.
Well, I don't know. Does that Costco, the Sam's I have here has a self checkout in which you just scan everything at the register as you leave, but
Yeah.
they also have one you can do via an app. So you literally scan things via the app as you're going around the store and then just hit a checkout button. So I think it's in part they're trying to make sure they're not getting robbed blind.
Fair enough, I guess. Just seems a little overkill. And it slows me down trying to leave.
It does slow you down. I think it's something where they're basically, I think, just trying to catch shoplifters.
That's
Anybody
fair,
trying to
I
toss that
guess.
one extra thing in their cart after they check out.
Let me be an old man shaking my fist at the clouds. Well, sorry, that's a shake weight. That's a
Look,
shake
I mean,
weight.
and sometimes people do make legitimate, honest mistakes too. Because say you put something on the bottom rack underneath the basket,
Yeah,
you
doesn't
might
get
forget
scanned
that.
sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. So here's some inside baseball from the almost 20 years ago I worked at Walmart. If you're ever in the checkout line and someone from Walmart walks by and talks to your cashier and says, "Hey, have you talked to Bob today?" It means you forgot something. There's something in the bottom of the basket that they need to check with you about. Bob. There you go. There's your inside Walmart knowledge from 20 plus years ago from when I worked
Bob
at Walmart.
Walmart.
Yep.
I'm sorry, and you say bottom of basket?
Yes.
Yeah, Bob.
Basket's the thing you carry in your one hand. That's a basket, like a picnic
Really,
basket.
they had to make an acronym that people could quickly understand
Yeah.
what it meant. There was also something for Lisa, but I don't remember. It was like look
Why?
inside
Just
something.
say, hey, check underneath the cart. They still got shit there. Just say it. Just say it.
Because
just-
people, you don't call people out that are making an honest mistake because then you
Yep.
embarrass them and they don't
Plus,
want to come
you
back.
also don't know if they've already
What do you
checked
mean,
that
Bears?
thing.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Shit, yeah, that's all
If
me,
it's just
man. Here you go.
management walking
it's-
by, maybe they already checked it. And they could say, "Yeah, I talked to Bob earlier."
See?
Or you can say, no, they already checked. They already picked it up and I scanned it. It's all good. Like just communication.
People
Dude,
like
this is
talking in
back to-
code.
We're going back to unprotected advice. Willie D. Nelson here. Communication.
I mean-
the right kind.
Remember,
Jesus.
Walmart has all sorts of color codes too. I don't remember what any of them are, but when I was there, on the back of our badges was print the different color codes where someone went over the intercom and said,
And you know what?
"We have a code yellow, blah blah blah." You'd have to be like, "What the hell's code yellow?" I don't
And
remember.
actually, if you're a customer and you get embarrassed enough to never come back to that store again because of that, fuck you. You're a shitty person. Get better at your life. Get
No.
fucking
Oh,
go
hold
to
on,
therapy
hold
or
on,
something.
hold on.
God damn.
There's
I'm never
some
coming
peop-
here again. I'm so embarrassed. Get over yourself.
Some
What is
people
that?
don't like stuff
Yeah.
like that, and it bothers them. There's nothing wrong with that.
Enough to call like I'm never coming here again. I'm so embarrassed because I forgot to
Yeah.
do something.
Because they feel like they get
Okay.
made the center of attention and shamed for it, whether that's the case or not. People react weird to things, man.
Well, that's on them.
Humans
That's
are wired
100% on
strangely.
them. They need to get over it. That's their mistake.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
you should be a little bit embarrassed about it. You made a tiny little mistake.
Tiny little mistake, like this podcast that's gone for 12.
I'm not
plus years.
here. I'm not here to play a little tiny violin for the little pansy motherfucker people out there that needs to get over it. Figure it out. I don't like shit too, but I have anger.
I noticed.
Obviously.
And it's not good.
Yeah, I mean,
You gotta deal with that shit, man.
this is a pretty
I'm yelling
thing.
at people.
Angry white man yelling on the internet. We've never seen that before. Never anywhere is that
Number
existed on the
4.
internet.
Only the 4th time it's ever happened.
But to never
And
to
3
go
of those
to a
times were
point,
Willie.
That's the part.
There you go.
3 of those times are Willie. I don't know. We may find out if Willie's got more to yell about as we roll in to the news of the week.
I do.
Live from the ATGN studios on the internet, it's the news of the week.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the news of the week. It is that part of the show where we run down what is in our minds some most interesting, geeky, and or nerdy news to have popped up here in the past couple weeks or so, and share with you fine folks who are watching or listening live. I'll go first because I had a story that was short, and then I had another story that I just kind of got reminded about in my Threads feed as I pulled it up there. But do you guys remember who Bo DeMaio is? DeMaio.
Let's
If I
call the whole
told you-
thing off.
The fired former showrunner of X-Men 97.
Oh yeah,
I click and remember things.
There
Yeah,
you
so if you guys recall, he was fired by Disney for cause of some kind. That all we've gotten really officially was egregious reasons is why he was fired. He's now turned around and sued Disney in response, saying he's got the receipts for how they've done him wrong, how they were I'm trying to figure out the right word here.
He pulled a Scarlett Johansson.
How they discriminated against him because of his sexuality and his ethnicity and his race/ethnicity. He's claimed at some point in time, but evidently
So not a Scarlett Johansson.
Well, I thought I'd meant
Who's
just the
Scarlett
suing
Johansson?
part.
Yeah. So I don't bring that up to get into who's right, who's wrong. But the most recent thing that I had seen that popped up, and it was popped up in my Threads feed, I saw it in a few different places, is that he has claimed he has the receipts. He's going to talk about that. He's got the whole truth. He'll reveal about what happened between him and Marvel Studios, but only on his OnlyFans. And that's where you immediately lost me. And I went, oh, this feels like a grift. I feel like I'm getting grifted.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Yeah, either you're going to show the proof or you're going to shut up. That's
So-
all there is to it. Don't say you can go here for it. No, just say it.
Maybe I am biting on a fake social media post that I've seen spread all over, but I've seen it in a few different places. And if it's actually true, I'm kind of just shaking my head going, if your point is you want to clear your name to make your case and
Yeah, you don't put it behind a paywall.
to be the righteous person going against Disney, putting it only on your OnlyFans, I don't know that helps your story much, because whether your intent or not is to put it out there, it certainly looks like you're grifting off of this, trying to get people to investigate and see just what all is going on.
Is the defense going to have to subscribe to it to see what he's going to be coming up with?
I mean, if you're his lawyer, now caveat, not a lawyer, none of us are lawyers, and if this is actually true, you kind of look at this and go, what the shit are you doing, dude? We're trying to go up against Walt freaking Disney, who has some of the most lawyers in the world.
Well,
And
you're going up against Disney, not Walt Disney.
yeah. The Walt Disney Company, let me rephrase.
There you go.
But all I can think is, obviously not a lawyer, but if I'm a lawyer, I'm going, what are you doing? Why?
It definitely doesn't help any case that he has ongoing for litigation if it's against Disney, the Disney Corporation.
Let's say in a hypothetical, he's 100% right in everything he says and alleges. I have no idea if that's the case, but if you put it behind the paywall, whether you're 100% right or not, it's just people going, oh, you're trying to grift me to get $10 out of me to subscribe for a month to see what it is you're saying, or just wait for some other person on social media to post it.
It is a story, so some company will pay a writer $10 to go subscribe, get the story, and write an article about it.
Probably. I hope that this
money
is
already.
I hope that it's a fake screenshot and I'm just biting on a fake. But in the event it's not, I am not discounting his allegations or anything like that. But his way of presenting his side of the story just it doesn't pass the smell test to me. If you really have been wronged in such a way and you want to sue, to clear your name, to bring up everything that needs fixed, putting it behind your paywall, it just feels icky, for lack of a better term.
It's because he doesn't have it. I mean, or what are we talking about here? He doesn't have it. If you're going to be saying, "Oh, it's only behind my," he doesn't have anything. We all know that.
That is what we can assume. Yes.
Yeah. It's either here's the truth, and I'm going to tell everybody on every format I have available because this is what happened and I was wronged, or I can't tell anybody because we have pending litigation and my lawyers have told me not to speak about it. There is no third option where you put it behind a paywall on OnlyFans.
I mean, I guess if the intent is to put it behind the paywall and basically just kind of re-say the same things you said because there's pending litigation, nothing is really coming out there to affect your case. But if that's your plan, that certainly makes it seem like you're grifting. I mean, I think it's a grift regardless, just because I don't know. I have a hard time personally just, you want your story to be told and to be known, but only if people pay you $10 a month.
I think MSNBC, CNN, and Fox News. I don't think any of them would pay him for his side of the story. So he's like, "Fine, I'm going to OnlyFans."
I think
hookers, blackjack.
Yeah, I think the thing that hurt him was when this bubbled up the most recent time and he made his allegations. Disney refuted them and pretty much said there were egregious actions, but then there were other people that started leaking things, and we're not going to get into it on this show. It was gross, it was nasty if those allegations are true about what all was going on behind the scenes. And if that is what happened, or even half of what was described as what happened, you're probably going to lose your job.
It did not.
It doesn't have anything to do with
what was alleged.
That behavior, if what is alleged actually happened, that behavior is going to get anyone fired in today's world. You can't do stuff like that. And if you want to find out for yourself what went on, go look on Reddit, go look on social media of your choice. It keeps popping up every time more on his story comes up, circles back to, well, here's what was alleged that Disney's not commenting on. Disney put it that his behavior was egregious or something to that effect, and they were forced to terminate him. And that's been the extent of their official statement. But hey, you can find out more if you give Bo DeMayo $10 on his OnlyFans, assuming this post is real that I've seen going around. If it's not,
wait. Am I seeing dick on there too? Because if not, then I don't know if that value is worth it for the $10. To tell you the truth, man.
I don't think you are, Willie. I
want to see a dick in a Gambit overcoat.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm like a name for myself today.
I'm pretty sure that OnlyFans already exists.
It's the internet. It all exists.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's go on to something more positive that I think is more interesting for the second half of my news, for lack of a better term. I had forgotten that Amazon/MGM Studios is developing a live action Masters of the Universe movie. Completely forgotten. Because I think it was announced a couple years back, and I promptly put it out of my head going, I don't know if this is actually going to happen. And remember, the last time we got a live action Masters of the Universe movie, it was...
I had it right over there. It was literally right over. I was looking at it. It was just...
For everyone on the audio version, Bachman's holding up a paper opener version of the Power Sword, and Willie's holding up the Masters of the Universe movie. So everyone is prepped. Everyone is
the
prepped.
Dolph Lundgren. Oh, the Dolph Lundgren of it all.
Mm-hmm.
And Robert Frank Langella.
Langella. I never knew how to pronounce it.
Frank Langella's Skeletor was actually really good. It's like the only saving thing in that movie, because so much of the rest of it is so poorly done.
Look, that movie's just
Cox
and Robert Duncan McNeil too. But that movie's just delightful cheese.
From Back to the Future.
It is pure cheese.
That's Tom Paris from Star Trek Voyager.
That's his name, Tom Paris.
Robert Duncan McNeil is the actor.
I don't know who that is. I don't watch Star Trek. Okay. Which one was he?
He was Courtney Cox's character's boyfriend, I believe.
He's also in Star Trek?
Yes. He was in Next Gen and Voyager.
I'm not a Trekker.
And now he directs a lot of television now too. A lot of television directing. And hosts hosts a podcast called the Delta Flyers, talking about Star Trek Voyager with one of his other former co-stars.
I didn't
He's all
know
over the
he
place.
did other stuff. That's kind of interesting.
All over the place. But why do I bring that up? Because we've got this new movie coming out, and they had cast Adam/He-Man, and I honestly don't know the guy who's playing him. It's a guy who played in the movie The Idea of You, Nicholas Galitzine. I don't know. I'm probably saying it wrong. He's been cast as He-Man. I didn't know. What brought this to my attention is I was scrolling through the social media, saw a post from the Hollywood Reporter that the role of Evil Lynn has been cast in the live action adaptation. And if you've watched the most recent cartoons, they've done a lot with Evil Lynn's character. And in the end, she's turned into a good guy and redeemed herself. And they have cast none other than Alison Brie to play the role of Evil Lynn, who you might know from Netflix's Glow. You might know her as Annie from Community. She's done all sorts of stuff, but I am quite excited to see her play an evil character. We got glimpses of it in Community. We were talking pre-show about the fact that she was the evil Annie on the Darkest Timeline and things like that. But I think she's a really good actor, and I am looking forward to seeing her portrayal of Evil Lynn and whether they are going for a full-out evil one, partially evil, who's redeemed in the end. Who knows? I'm curious. I want to see what happens. Willie, you've got a weird look on your face.
Did Evil Lynn ever change her name after she stopped being evil?
She was
because
just
otherwise,
Lynn.
why keep your name like?
Yeah, I think
Be
in
lawful Lynn. I'm
the
lawful
last
Lynn.
Kevin Smith one, they just called her Lynn.
Yeah, she was just Lynn.
That's good. So she was only called evil. That's
Oh wow!
But let's remember, we're talking about
Beastman.
we're talking about a cartoon that was designed to sell toys. So the naming is pretty
Tony.
on the nose for a lot of these things.
What was that one? Fisto.
Fisto.
What? The same difference. Fuck it.
No,
He's gonna fist him as hard as he can.
fisted harder than I've ever fisted.
So it makes
before,
him a
man.
Fister.
They also had Ram Man. They had everything was really
Yep.
on the nose. Ram Man and Beast Man and Triclops, I think it was.
Remember that weird ass tank that went over and the wheels went?
Yep.
It did it again. Like
Yeah, it had
I'm
the
not
big
gonna lie, I hated
tread.
that.
It was a tread that was only on one axle. It was
Yeah, it
very
went round.
strange.
Plop, plop,
Oh, this is
round.
weird. I hadn't noticed this before either, and don't know if it's real or not. Likely, but we don't know because it's IMDb. But for Tila, they have Camila Mendez listed.
I think I'd seen that elsewhere too.
Veronica from Riverdale. That would be awesome.
I watched like 2 episods of that now.
Yeah,
I saw
she's
like
a
I don't
great
need
actress.
a show where Archie is sleeping with his teacher. I don't need that in my life.
I don't know. I thought that, especially that first season, that Riverdale show was good as hell. It was entertaining.
I mean, it seems like it gets to good stuff, but I don't want to go through that first season if it's like that.
And yeah, that pilot episode hits pretty hard.
I
But
don't
come
need
on, when
another
Molly
CW
Ringwald
drama.
when Molly Ringwald shows up and she's Archie's mom, awesome.
That's fair. That sounds cool. I mean,
Yeah. His dad was
I mean-
Luke Perry and his mom was Molly Ringwald.
oh, I didn't know Luke Perry was in it.
He was
Yeah, he
I
was
heard.
until he died.
up until his passing.
Yeah, he
Luke
was working
Perry's
on
dead?
that show. Yeah,
Yes.
Luke Perry passed a few years ago now.
It's probably been at least
I think I
5 at this
remember
point.
that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, because he was working on the show like right up until he died.
Oh, okay.
Well, now you know, and knowing is half
It's half the
battle.
hassle.
That's the wrong cartoon.
I know. Well, I was
Knowing
taking
is-
us back to the 80s.
Fair
Knowing
enough.
is half the hassle.
Allison Brie Evelyn. I'll watch it.
I think she'd be fun being evil.
Directed
I
by
mean-
Travis Knight.
I mean, it's so much fun being a party pooper.
Boo.
It's
Okay.
fun. You should.
The guy that
join
got
us.
set to direct is the one that did Kubo and the Two Strings and Paranorman. So he's directed some good flicks. All right.
Is this a CGI movie?
Live
Or
action.
No, live action,
Okay.
but yeah, his
Both those movies are CGI. I know.
he also did the new Bumblebee. So
Oh,
he did a
How
live
many-
action Transformers.
how many Bumblebees movies are there? Because I don't know. I haven't
There's
seen any
only
Transformers.
one movie where Bumblebee's actually a Volkswagen Bug, like he's supposed to be.
Okay, I get it, but how many movies are named Bumblebee? Is there like a Bumblebee 2? Is there Bumblebee 3?
No,
Because
There's
I
just one
kind of stopped
Bumblebee.
looking
Yeah.
at Transformers movies.
I mean, yeah, there's like 9 Transformers movies, but I think there's only one Bumblebee, and it took till the 9th one for Optimus to look like Optimus. Like, it's just sad.
I mean, he looked all right in the
Stupid
first
shiny metal fighting stupid shiny metal. Those
one. Oh
first
yeah,
3
you couldn't
movies are
tell.
atrocious.
You couldn't tell what was fighting what in that first
Yeah.
one. Yeah, you're right about that. I'll give you that.
Well, Willie, as our resident party pooper, I'm going to give you a chance to poop on the party that is our show by going next with your news.
Oh, my news is, I guess, the party pooper. It's not me being the party pooper. It's what my news is.
Willie, who's
It's
being
not-
the party pooper then?
News pooper?
Well, being a little pooper is the studio behind Concord the game. Because I don't know if anyone's in the know. That game just got released. What was that? Just on August 23rd. So not that long ago. Like week and a half, 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's only been out like 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, it's like brand new.
It's already pulled. This
Yoink.
Hero shooter in the style of like Valorant and Overwatch. It's already pulled out. And this goes back to what I was talking about a couple months ago with the Suicide Squad game. When you got to make sure you're putting out a lot of games as a service, make sure you're putting out the game part that's good. That's the key.
Yeah.
Not the service part. That's the bad. But here we are. Yeah, Sony has already pulled it off and it's talking about giving people refunds. I think there's a special way to do it through Steam, but I think they're doing it automatically through the PlayStation Store. I'm not sure how that works. If they're just giving credit, or if I guess it's just doing a chargeback on your card or whatever, I'm assuming.
Probably.
Charge back or credit or something.
But from Ryan Ellis, the director of Concord, said, "We have decided to take the game offline beginning September 6th, which is tomorrow, 2024, and explore options, including those that will better reach our players. While we determine the best path ahead, Concord sales will cease immediately, and we will begin to offer a full refund for all gamers who have
In
purchased
the words
the
of
game."
Demon Hanchu from Guardians of the Galaxy. Who?
Yeah.
What players? I saw those numbers.
Well, I mean, the numbers on Steam were bad. Like, remember how bad Redfield got crapped on by people because of the game not being great and the numbers not being great of concurrent players? This was like a fraction of their concurrent players.
When
on
you
Steam.
search for Concord now on PlayStation, the only thing that comes up is Concord support.
Estimates have put sales at under 25,000. Concord also only managed to hit an all-time peak of 697 players on Steam. There are dozens of us.
I mean, literally.
Tens of fans.
And I believe you also mentioned this in our little message there, Chris. Lower than the launch peak of the Lord of the Rings Gollum.
Oh, that was a bad game.
Widely regarded as the worst game of 2023. Is it? Wait, did that Kong game come out this year?
Gollum was in, I think it was late 2023 from what I'm recalling, because there's a guy I worked with.
I don't know. Kong was.
Yeah, I don't
I
remember the Kong
Gollum
game.
was better than that, right?
I don't remember it, so I can't
mean, there's
tell
still
you.
things you shouldn't step in, but Gollum's got to be better than the Kong game. It looked a little bit better.
No, Gollum's really bad, man.
I mean, the Lord of the Rings
I know,
Gollum
but did
is
you
still
not
listed.
see that Kong game? There was barely a game there.
I don't remember it, so I don't know.
How could you not see this? It was ridiculous. You could probably look up a speed run of it. I think it's like 5 minutes. They skip through all the dialogue, or not dialogue. I think there is some dialogue in it, actually, narrator or whatever, and just skip to the end without getting any of the Metroid style upgrades, and just went to the boss.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there's some disappointing games out there.
But yes, games as a service. Once again, this is the second time this year we're talking about a game dying, and this one in like 2 weeks of it releasing.
Yeah.
Sony, this one's on you.
That's a
I
bad
would say.
sign. when you look at how much money gets invested into creating that game as a service, to maintaining the hardware in which it's going to be played on, and to then begin developing all of those services you want people to continue to buy, to shit can it in 2 or 3 weeks, that's a lot of money lost.
Yeah, it's sad.
I mean, I guess just to throw it, it seems like it's also kind of this. It also seems like it's a bit of a backlash too, because I really don't want to sound like one of those people who says go woke, go broke, but we can retweak that phrase. If you go too woke, you go broke. Not to say if you don't, you get better.
What?
Because I'm sorry, Ben Shapiro, how much money are your movies making? Shut the fuck up.
Wait, hold on. What is woke about a game as a service, though? I don't know what you're trying to make.
A lot of people I've been seeing were talking about how the characters' designs were specifically going for a certain style of look.
Is this the whole argument that those idiots are trying to make? Oh, the women are ugly now, they put in games. Is that the kind of bullshit we're talking about with this?
Kind of. There's other parts to it. Yeah, I know they're idiots, but I think they went. It seemed like the Amazon Lord of the Ring thing that I saw, where it was just the interview with some of the people who've seen it or ahead of time, and they're like, "All right, so you're just checking boxes to check boxes. You don't actually really care." It seems kind of like that, where they're just, it's a company who doesn't really fucking care. They just say, oh, people like us doing these things, so we're just going to do it because that's what they like. We don't actually care. So there's nothing behind it, that it is just surface level stuff. That's the problem. It's all surface level.
Yeah, he's talking about like forced diversity.
Yes.
I don't know enough on the topic for this game to be able to chime in, evidently.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen ads for it, and now I can't even see those anymore because they're calling off my Sony.
Yeah, like I said, I've seen some stuff in the past. So this is just in passing, but I've seen some people argue about it. I'm like, well, they're stupid, but there's enough of them saying it, apparently. So I don't know what you want from me. I'm not agreeing with them. I'm just saying there are people saying it, and look at the numbers. You correlate it then. Not you personally, but
you correlated. You brought it up.
If we want to make a comparison here, we've got another game as a service that is flopping. And if we look at about the same time frame that this opened, what game came out? Well, there's a massive single player game that has DLC and open-ish world elements in Star Wars Outlaws that by all accounts is pretty damn good, and lots of people are playing and has been defying what the expectations were, which also has those same idiot neckbeards like, the girl is ugly, who plays the main character, which she's not. They're just idiots who have unrealistic expectations of what people should look like in video games.
Well, yeah, I hate those people too. The people who looked at Aloys in Horizon Zero Dawn, and I forget the sequel's titles, Forbidden West, who said when the Forbidden West thing, he's like, oh, look, she's got hair on her face. It's Venus hairs, dude. Like, females have them, my man. If you don't know that, congratulations. You've never seen a woman.
I mean, I guess the thing is, we've seen this trend here with games as a service being real quick to pull the plug because people realize, oh, this shit's not going to be sustainable. I mean, arguably, Sony made a business decision in their mind, which was running these servers for having 600 concurrent players is just going to lose us even more money. So let's pull the plug. You could argue from a business decision that's probably smart, but if you're one of those 600 players who was playing at that one given time who loved the game, you're probably a little upset. You got your money back at least. You got to have some fun playing it. But
you didn't get the game you were promised, which sucks.
Does this one have a physical release too, or is it just a digital release?
That I wasn't sure. I was actually kind of curious about that because
I saw a meme.
Something else.
Yeah, I saw a meme that was someone holding a box with the box art for that game. Like, hey, I finally got this, so I'll be ready to play the re-release or have it for the full PS5 collection of games. But I wasn't sure if that was like just making a joke and printing it out for the laugh, or if they did legitimately put it out like that.
Yeah, this article says stuff about if you bought it on the PlayStation Store or Steam or the Epic Store, but it's not saying anything if you bought it physically.
Yeah, I don't think it got a physical release.
I want to rush out and get one.
Because because this game it wasn't a $60 new release. I don't believe it was a $40 new release. So it was a slightly smaller in scale game than some of the other stuff out there.
It's a value game that couldn't make up its own value.
I mean, it goes back to stuff we've talked about on here before, is that if you want a game as a service to be successful, it's got to be a runaway hit at the beginning to get those people in. Otherwise, you're going to struggle and hope to break even. And some of these folks aren't.
According to comicbook.com, when looking at confirmed sales for Concord on eBay, the game is already selling consistently for over $100. There are physical copies of it because people want it now because you can't get it.
Well, I mean, there's something to be said. Some people are game collectors who want to have the entire library of a certain console.
And I'm here to poop on them.
Yeah, and now
charging a lot more.
Exactly. Willie's going to go to his local GameStop now and see if he can just buy all copies of this so he can sell it on eBay.
And poop on them.
And poop on them first. He's Triumph, the Insult Comic podcaster here, played by Willie Nelson.
I'm an original character, thank you so much. I'm the party pooper. Get it right.
I mean, one could argue that Triumph, the Insult Comic Dog, was ahead of you in being the party pooper.
That's true.
Just because he said I poop on you, is that it?
It's good for me to poop on and things like that.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure
that's a whole different. I'm sure, particularly for parties.
Now we're nitpicking the poop. This is a bit much.
I'm sure he used it in that same context to talk about a party at some point in time too. Just saying, Willie. And right now, I really wish we had the ability for me to pull the Walker Texas Ranger lever that Conan used to have.
We can't afford the copyright.
I'm pretty sure those are fairly cheap.
We did get a copyright strike in the last episode, but we were safe in it because it was content that they allow people to rebroadcast, which is why I wasn't worried about it.
Was it me singing?
No, it was from the video that we played for the Warhammer series, the game series.
Yeah.
We played it with the audio off,
level.
but yeah, I'd already checked beforehand, so it didn't hurt us on YouTube. It just says there's a copyright claim on it, but the claim doesn't do anything because they allow people to rebroadcast and talk about their stuff. So I was happy I had checked before I did that, and we were still good to go. And anyone who looks at that and goes, "Oh my God, copyright strike!" No, copyright claim, not strike. There is no strikes on the channel.
There's a difference.
Yep, we are in good.
We're still strikeless. Man, we got to try harder.
Well, the whole channel, if you want some back history, we got struck because people tried to claim Creative Commons music as their own that we had to fight between some of the other shows that have live streamed content on here. We make it a point for anyone who does stream on the Gonna Geek Network to use Creative Commons licensed music for your live streams. And some people try and claim that music is theirs, so then you just have to argue it. And we argued it successfully. But even those strikes, I don't think were like, YouTube has their tier of like 3 permanent strikes in a certain window, and then you'll take your channel down. These weren't ones that like went against your record. It was ones that allowed them to monetize your content is what it came down to. So the people were trying to claim they own that Creative Commons music, not so they could take the channel down, but so that they could monetize the video that had
good luck.
That had 7 seconds of something that was Creative Commons music they tried to claim as theirs. So we probably spent more time arguing it because we were pissed about it than they did putting the initial claim in. It's ridiculous.
The party pooper in me says, say their names. I want to go for them.
Willie, if I remembered, I would say this has been a couple years back at least since the last one.
But I want to poop on them.
Because he's the party pooper.
I want to party on the poop. Wait.
Wait, I don't think that's a good idea, Willie.
I said it backwards. Sorry, my apologies.
Now he's the poop partier. That's what we're gonna call you.
Oh, this is the worst day of my life. It's opposite day. What a day to be alive.
Oh dear Lord, that was delightful. You know, it's delightful. We still got one more news story. What do you got for us, Bachman?
One more. So when did y'all hop on the Mike Flanagan hype train?
Who?
Mike Flanagan, the director of Dr. Sleep, the Midnight Club, Midnight Mass, The Haunting of Bly Manor, The Haunting of Hill House, Gerald's Game.
Mass.
Yeah, I don't watch.
Not for Gerald's Game, but for
horror.
Midnight Mass.
Midnight Mass when Willie hopped on. Okay. So yeah, so I hopped on fairly early. So his see. So Ghost of Hamilton Street was one of his student films. Then he did a short film of Oculus, something called Absentia, and then he directed the Oculus horror movie, which was, pretty freaky. Not bad,
all right.
but, it was okay. And then he had a movie come out that I ended up catching on Netflix after Stephen King saw it and put up on his Twitter account that it was the scariest movie of the year, which I thought was pretty cool. Because when Stephen King says something's a damn scary movie, I tend to go watch it.
That means it's scary.
The man knows scary. So in 2016, there was a movie release called Hush. If you've seen it, it stars, let's see, as it says on IMDb, a deaf and mute writer who retreated into the woods to live a solitary life must fight for her life in silence when a masked killer appears at her window. So directed by Mike Flanagan, written by Mike Flanagan and his wife, Katie Siegel, who also stars in the movie as the deaf mute main character.
Good movie.
So yeah, great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Massive tension, awesome sound editing, really good stuff, but a weirdly quiet film because there's not a lot of talking going on. But one of the things that's been missing after all these years, after its release in 2016, is you can't buy it anywhere. It was never sold for distribution, so there's no physical copies of it until now. So Mike Flanagan, according to this Fangoria article, Hush is finally getting a 4K and Blu-ray release. So Scream Factory are bringing the 2016 thriller starring Katie Siegel home with a massive 4-disc collector's edition. So they're doing a massive version of it. Let's see. Yeah, starring Kate Siegel from Midnight Mass, Fall of the House of Usher, who also co-wrote it, and John Gallagher Jr., who is in the Belko Experiment in Westworld. Huss centers on a deaf writer retreats into the woods, has to fight for her life. It's one of those things. I loved it because in the trivia, it actually has. Let me see if I can find that. The way they wrote it up was really cool. So, because the main character is deaf and mute, the film contains less than 15 minutes of dialogue, meaning that more than 70 minutes occur without a single word spoken. So, the majority of the film is she's in her house being stalked by this dude in a mask outside, and at the start of it, she doesn't know he's there because she's deaf and she doesn't see him. So she's unaware of his presence, which as an audience member really cranks up the tension because you're watching the killer. He's right fucking there. It's the whole turnaround thing. She can't hear him walking behind her. But yeah, so it's getting a massive release. It's getting so let's see, from Scream Factory's website. So disc 1 is 4K UHD original version, new 2024 4K restoration supervised and approved by director Mike Flanagan, new audio commentary with Mike Flanagan, Kate Siegel, and actors Samantha Sloan, John Gallagher Jr., and Michael Trucco. And disc 2 is the Shush cut. So a black and white, I guess it's just black and white Shush cut supervised by Mike Flanagan. And then different audio mix on that one for the Shush cut. Disc 3 is the Blu-ray original version and Shush cut. And then, let's see, Disc 3, Blu-ray, original version and Shush cut. Oh, Disc 4 has the 4K restoration. Another audio track for the Shush cut. So basically it's got 2 different audio or commentary tracks. But yeah, the box looks awesome. And yeah, this is just one of those ones. It's because I think it left Netflix after Flanagan's deal with them was over, and that was the only place at the time I think you could stream it. And so I'm not even sure if it's streamable right now. But yeah, it's a great movie, super fun, and it's one of those ones where you really have to be watching it. You can't be doing something else because, like I said in the trivia, most of this movie is almost silent and lacks dialogue. So it's just a movie you actually watch. You're not even really listening, except for sometimes you can hear people moving around. But you're just watching this dude sneak around and try to murder a woman in her house in the woods. But great thriller. And yeah, this is one it will be getting added to the collection because I love this movie. This one's fun. Yep, that's all I had.
Nice.
Hush. Shh. Yeah, with the shh cut. It's not bad.
I'm not gonna lie. When you said hush, I was like, wait, I got confused with don't breathe.
Oh, I say hush too, and I think Batman Hush.
Yeah,
That's
Tommy
fair.
Elliott.
Yeah, Tommy Elliott.
How'd they make a don't breathe? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Why doesn't it matter, Willie?
Oh, I'm not gonna tell you. You know why?
Because you're the party pooper.
Because I'm the party pooper.
Were you going to ask how they made a Don't Breathe 2?
Yeah, and made him the good guy. The guy who had a woman locked up to breed in his basement. They made him a good guy in the sequel. I kind of want to see the sequel. Like, is it supposed to be the same person? He's blind
it's
too.
the same person. It's the same person.
I know
I'll
it's the
tell you
same
that.
actor, but is it supposed to be the same character from the
Same
first
character.
one?
Yeah. I don't know
How
about
did he get redeemed?
I don't know
Wow.
about good guy. I don't know about redeemed.
Okay, it looks like he's supposed to be the good guy who's killing people for the right reasons in the sequel. I'm like,
That doesn't redeem him just because he kills some people for the right reasons. I'm sorry. Anakin murdered children. I don't care what Darth Vader did. He was not redeemed just because he threw his boss off a bridge.
those kids deserved it.
Those poor younglings.
What were they going to do for their life? Be space cops? Ooh.
Yeah.
Space
Who
monks,
cares?
thank you.
Space monk cops. They're cops too. Don't
Well, they were soldiers at that point.
they
in time,
are
whether
the
they wanted to be.
law.
But that's
Well, they
not
were
Judge
definitely not
Dredd.
the law.
I know it's not. No, of course.
You know what I just did to you, Willie? I pooped on your party.
Ah, you got pooped on.
Your party got pooped on.
I wasn't having a party.
You were,
Not anymore.
because I pooped on
Party
it.
was I having?
'Cause you're rambling about space police and
Were you?
stuff
Did
like
you
that.
ask me about that just so you could do that one line? Were you the mankind waiting for the moment to say it doesn't matter? Was that
Maybe.
you?
No,
Okay.
it just happened organically as we went.
all right.
Willie, do you think I think that far ahead anything I say on the internet?
That
It's
pooping
probably a
seemed kinda
problem that I don't.
forced. That was some forced pooping you did.
Oh.
Why did you put a weird accent on that?
I've been doing one this whole time as the party pooper.
Be gone, party pooper. Be gone.
I'm sorry, everyone. Willie's still going to have one last chance to poop in the party as we wrap things up with our segment called What I'm Into, our chance to share with you fine folks the geeky and nerdy things we've been getting into, because, hey, you may or may not, in Willie's case, want to go check them out yourself because Willie's busy pooping on the party that does all the things that
Just
we're
to make
planning.
sure the party pooping's a metaphor, it's not literal.
Thank you. Thank you, Willie. I appreciate the
welcome.
clarification.
And that's party pooping, not Willie.
I'd rather have the Reverend back, I think.
No, don't
Let's
say it.
go get him.
Don't
He's right
say
around
it.
the corner. I can go get him.
Now you sound almost like the Crawdad man.
Oh, you are right. Yes.
Got to keep it separated.
You kind of delved into Crawdad man there at the end.
Everything usually does.
So I'm kind of back on board now because Crawdad man's involved.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, if that's your reasoning.
You know why I'm doing that, Willie? Because I'm pooping on your party of being the party pooper by
I thought it
ruining
was
it for
because
you.
you've been watching the league over again, and that's what you've been
I
getting
haven't.
into.
I really should do a rewatch of the league, but I haven't done one in a while.
I need to find the Blu-ray or like the DVD box set somewhere
Do
and
you?
get a copy of it. I don't own a copy of it.
I think I
Oh.
bought it on sale, the entire series on Vudu for like $15 at one point in time. But the thing that I hate about that, and I guess what I'm into is I watch movies and stuff, is that any FX show that you buy on Vudu, including What We Do in the Shadows that I have been rewatching right now, you get like a 30-second promo for another FX show before the show starts on the digital copy you've bought on Vudu. Like the ad is part of the television show basically. And it really frustrates the shit out of me. Like,
So you
I
just
like
fast
Donald
forward it.
Weird.
yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah,
still what
okay.
you do. But if you're
Yeah,
binge
it's still
watching
annoying.
and stuff like that, that means you're going to have a 30-second ad or you have to pick up the remote
Yeah.
and
Those
fast
30
forward.
seconds adds up, and I thought I was pooping on the party. I'm not.
See?
I'm an
Especially after-
amateur. I'm an
Especially after
amateur
7
pooper.
seasons. Like that's a lot of advertising.
Well, on the League, they only did it on like 3 out of the 7. But like what we do in the shadows,
pooping.
what we do in the shadows, I was able to buy. They did a season set box set sale digitally, and I think I bought the first 4 seasons for like $10 a season or something like that. Or was it? No, it was a 3 for $15 deal. So I bought a bunch of box sets digitally, and like the first season, I don't think had that pre-roll, but then seasons 2 through 4 on the digital copies I have on Vudu do an advertisement for a show on FX before it starts, and then when the closing credits wrap, this I don't mind as much. They do one of the fully acted out commercials that they do for what we do in the shadows. It isn't just like clips from the show, but stuff that they film specifically to be commercials. They'll show one of those commercials at the end of the episode, which I'm okay with that one more because it feels like just an extension of the episode, and you're getting stuff that's not just cut out of things that you've seen already. It's fresh acting, for lack of a better term. But it's weird, and Vudu, and they do that on their digital copies there. I don't know if they do it on things that stream, because I think you can still stream the League and what we do in the shadows on Hulu. But I do, I guess that probably depends on what plan you subscribe to on Hulu too.
Yeah. The Hulu account I've been using has gone inactive, so yeah, I don't have access to the League right now. It makes me sad.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the prices on Amazon Prime. I'm not buying it all digitally there.
Yeah, Hulu, I've noticed. Shoot, what did I just notice? Damn it, I just had it. I just had it. It was there, and I was like, oh, I got stuttered, and it's gone.
Willie pooped on his own party.
It's almost like fate pooped on your party right there.
Hulu did something recently. I can't remember what it was.
All right, stepping back to what I'm into. I have been watching some reviews on Star Wars Outlaws and things like that. I just got too much crap in my back catalog right now that I'm not picking up a new game. But it looks pretty interesting. And
Does it?
From reviewers that I have been following, it looks like it would be interesting. And a big open world Star Wars game where I get to play as a scoundrel sounds like fun to me. So it's on my list to play at some point in time. In all likelihood, I'll probably wait until they have one of their first sales, which, looking at the time of when this game comes out, it's probably somewhere around Black Friday. We'll see one of the first sales for it. Ubisoft.
Christmas at the earliest.
Okay, let's see.
Looked interesting to me.
I just
I'm
don't trust
intrigued.
Ubisoft.
That's fair. I get it.
I mean, I trust them for some things. I'll trust them with this. Let me see some of this.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good stuff, and I've seen a whole lot of people loving the pet online.
Yes.
The pet that she has.
And the pet will get jealous.
Love.
The pet gets jealous if you pet other animals in the game, evidently.
Oh,
like you can pet all sorts of stuff, because I saw people doing like little Instagram reels of here's all the animals I get to pet in Star Wars Outlaws, and like petting banthas and tauntauns and stuff like that. And like half the time your pet's sitting on the ground, kind of like will glare at you and get all sulky because you're not giving it the attention. Nix, awesome. I think is his name, the pet. I can't remember 100%. Again,
oh, you're gonna get jealous? You also about to get kicked. Be like that some more. Be like that some more.
Willie, would you kick your cat if she got jealous of you giving attention to someone else?
She would understand.
You wouldn't do that.
She would understand.
Your cat is not Tim Tom.
But yeah, because she doesn't run around destroying everybody around her.
Guys, I'm really scared about side note. I'm really scared that Tim Tom's like a young adult now.
He's probably in his 20s by now. What are you talking about?
As long as he never finds out about us, we're fine.
How old was he?
Well, I mean,
let's not figure out the age of a child.
No, stories were probably 10 years ago at this point in time, 8 to 10 years ago, and Naki was doing babysitting services at that gym. So we're probably talking 4 or 5.
Yeah, at least 15.
Yeah, we're talking like a teen tween right now, Tim Tom, from all those Tim Tom stories. For those that are not familiar, longtime viewers of the show probably know, one of our former hosts of the show, Naki, used to provide babysitting services at a gym, and she would tell stories. The kid's name is not Tim Tom. It was a name that was given up to protect his anonymity about this kid that was just a royal unholy terror to all of the other children and to all of the other staff there. And it used to be every week we'd come on the show, we would start with a Tim Tom story, because there was almost always another story about this kid doing something ridiculous that was also hilarious for us. But
and
Tim Tom's
some level of violence too.
Yeah, the kid,
violent little kid.
Yeah, the kid liked to use his actions to back up everything.
There's only one response that would deserve the response that kid needs. The old backhand, and then you go find his father because he's the one who brought him to there. I think, unless it was both the mother and the father.
It was Naki had relayed it was the father that brought, but
he gets a backhand.
Anytime
And then
the father
all
was
of his ancestors, I'm gonna find a way to backhand all of them because they deserve it too.
anytime the father was alerted to the child's issues that were then had during that day, it was kind of just shrugged off to the effect of, well, I'm paying you to deal with it or something like that. So I think part of Naki's way of dealing with the stress of that was to tell us the stories of the ridiculousness while maintaining the child and his parents' anonymity by calling him Tim Tom.
And you, what? Oh wait, he was one of the Jedi younglings. Oh no,
he
Let's
wasn't.
Cry some more for the younglings.
I'm pretty sure Tim Tom killed a couple
They
younglings.
deserved it. They were a room full of Tim Toms.
Hold on. When did Tim Tom become a Jedi in this story?
I'm not going further with this joke because if you want me to continue, it's going to Badsville.
No, I don't.
I
want
will
this.
take it
I don't
to
want
darkness.
it. I don't want it.
I will take us
don't do
to
it.
the dark pit of hell.
How about no?
Yeah.
What else you
You
going to
want to get
Chris?
to the oppressive regime of the Jedi? Do you
All
really
right.
wanna
So
get
what else
into
am I
that?
getting into? I'm glad you asked, Bachman. Thanks so much. I had a new telephone delivered today, so setting up my new phone, that was very exciting. I always love tech upgrade. This is my
Cell
first
phone or
time
telephone.
cell phone.
Okay, because I was like, you got a landline? That's cool.
This is
actually.
my first time playing in the world of foldable phones, so I'm very curious to see how this goes.
Foldable
Yes,
screen?
Foldable screen. I got the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, I think is what the full title is. The naming convention sucks.
Hot
Basically
dog
call it
or
the Pixel
hamburger?
Fold 2. It is hot dog. Hot dog. It is not like the Razer phones. It is instead like the Samsung Note style phones.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So that's fun. I haven't gotten to do much with it other than do some initial setup and things like that. But it has Google's touting all this AI nonsense stuff. And for the most part, it's fun for some lulls occasionally. But they put a new thing in there called the Pixel Editor, where you can basically give it prompts to make art. And it won't do it with real people right now. Like some other products will allow you to do that, which is problematic in and of itself, but Google is blocking that. But it does allow you to do cartoon characters and robots and stuff. So I was doing a bunch of prompts of give me a photo of Optimus Prime skateboarding under the St. Louis Arch and stuff like that, and having it generate AI images. And then you could change the styles. There was like video game art, there was realistic art, there was cyberpunk in style, and you could change the theme. And it was kind of fun just to play around and do stuff like that with. But I mean, that's just for shits and giggles. And when am I really going to use that in life? There's some other stuff I'm interested in playing with on the phone. I've literally had it since like it was delivered at 11 a.m. And then I had a chance to start setting it up after I got done with work. So I've barely finished setup, but I'm looking forward to taking it with me on vacation, as now my experiment is I'm just going to take my phone. I would normally take a tablet or a laptop with me for stuff that I need more intensive stuff, but the front screen of the phone is basically the same size as a traditional one. And when you open it up, I think it's 8.9 inches diagonal when it's unfolded fully. So it's a fairly hefty size screen. So it's effectively a tablet in the pocket. So it'll be an experiment for me to see on a short vacation whether that can replace my need for any other device and I can combine it all down into one. It'll be a fun experiment.
That's almost as big as my new iPad. It's only like an inch and change smaller. Like that's pretty close.
Yeah. And I'm going to preload some comics on it for the plane ride I'm going on this weekend, so I can read comics while we're in the air.
Nice.
It's going to be very exciting. I live a very exciting life, guys. Playing with technology, not playing video games like I'm supposed to, and watching pro wrestling.
Nice.
Because I did watch pro wrestling this week and watched Hangman Page.
Take care of that backlist.
I had to watch Hangman Page burn a guy's house down.
Did you?
Nice.
Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, don't you agree with him?
I will
like
hear no
Hangman.
Hangman Adam Page slander on this podcast. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm not
Hangman did nothing wrong.
slandering him.
Well, I mean, until last night, and then maybe he did when he committed a felony burning down someone's house. But
Did someone call the cops?
it's wrestling. Felonies don't really matter.
It's true.
I mean,
Oh,
just-
Felonies, and then there's
Tell that to Vince
felonies.
McMahon, who's still going through it right now.
yeah, I was
Like I
going
said,
to
there's felonies, and then there's felonies.
rephrase that and say storyline felonies don't
Yeah.
matter. Real life felonies do.
Yeah, remember that time Triple H drugged Stephanie McMahon and went to Vegas to get married? We remember that.
Oh, you mean the kidnapping of
The kidnapping
McMahon's
and drugging. Yep.
It gets
Yeah.
worse. It gets worse when he dressed up like Kane and fucked a corpse on national television too.
Oh, yeah.
The Katie Vick angle that
And now he runs the company. That's
The
the best thing about
Dude.
all those Triple H stories. He's now the boss.
It's
The
not
attitude-
who you know, it's who you fuck.
the Attitude Era is a wild thing, man. You go and look at that, and some of those guys
Yeah.
are like the worst representatives of the company now are like running things, and Triple H running the main show, Shawn Michaels running
Yeah.
NXT, a bunch of the other folks from DX being trainers and in high leadership positions and stuff. It's amazing how like those anti-heroes who didn't like the corporations and blah 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 blah, they are now the corporations.
Well, you
I'll-
either
I'll-
die
whoa, whoa,
the
I'm
hero
sorry.
or you stick
Did-
around long enough to become the villain.
Did you think they were really anti-corporate even during the DX days?
Well, no, but
The storyline.
Their
no, go
characters
into
were.
some of the shit that they
Fair.
were doing backstage. Let's just leave it at that. And you
Yeah.
can go
The fact
you
that
can
they
go
still
and-
had jobs.
go read
You
the
have
dirt
an hour
sheets.
to hear about the
Go read-
Montreal screw job.
Man, the best thing coming out of that was Bret Hart punching the shit out of Vince McMahon after the fact and saying it was totally
Spitting
worth
on
it
'em.
and spitting on him on screen. Yeah, Bret Hart. I'm a big Bret Hart fan, but I
Hell
can't think of anything else that's of consequence that I've been getting into. So I will throw things to Bachman next. What you been getting into, sir?
Let's see. Watched a couple of movies. We were just cruising around the streaming service the other night trying to find something to watch. We got our new couch in, and so we wanted to like relax, watch a movie, play on our tablets, and found out that on, I believe, Peacock, they have they're streaming Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You. And my wife had never seen either one, so we literally watched those back to back. And yeah, fantastic movies. Groundhog's Day and a horror film. Like, you can't beat it. It's a great concept. Super fun. And then doing a little bit of building on some minis. I did pick up some nice new priming paint. So I had not been a fan of, I got the Rust-Oleum, it's like 2 times coverage painter's touch for plastic. I've been using it as my black primer. It's like my favorite primer. Works really good, great coverage, holds paint really well. I had ordered a couple of cans of white to go over it to do the zenithal. So basically you highlight it from the top. Then if you put a contrast paint on, anything that's on top is brighter. Everything underneath still has the black, so you get shades. Makes a contrast paint pop really well. And for, a lot of figures, you can just do the zenithal prime and then slap a contrast paint on them and they're done. You do a couple detail work and you're done. But the white I had was it was coming out kind of chunky, like it was really not working well. Putting texture on the figures that was unintentional. And I'm like, man, like this white's just not working. And then I literally tried to move on to my next bottle and could not get anything out of the top. They had basically cooked while they were in the mail on their way to me. And so I had 2 full bottles of spray paint that just had to be tossed, or spray paint primer. And so I went and picked up a bottle of the Army Painter. A little more expensive because it's, miniature brand company, branded paint for miniature painting. But I did a couple of the pieces of the actual terrain for Age of Sigmar. And yeah, putting the zenithal highlight on top of this wall, and it's literally on the top, it's almost pure white. And then it kind of fades on the way down. And I can't wait to actually put some paint on this. And, some thin coats that'll show through. Because, this sucker is primed beautifully. And it went on like mist. You can't see any paint texture whatsoever. It brought out all the details instead of covering them up. It was awesome. So I'm stoked for the stuff I got to paint. I'm down to, what did I do? I finished I did 5 of the Liberators of double hammers. And so I have 5 more Liberators to build, and I have to decide if they're also going to be double hammer boys or 1 hammer, 1 shield. So I like doing the Liberators with the shield because I like to freehand the upside down red chevron on them as it's the sigil for Sigmar, because the God King Sigmar is the one who grabs Stormcast when they die and shoves them inside gold armor and will never let them die, and then just does it over and over again every time they die. He just reuses them. He's kind of a dick, which is the whole which is the whole point of the new the Skaven Tide. But yeah, so I'm 5 minis away from having all of my Stormcast finally built. So I will almost be caught up with my nephew. He built the other side of the box, all 50 Skaven. So he has his 50 rats build, but after he built them, he started painting his battle tech. So he doesn't have any of them painted yet. So I will technically be caught up as soon as I get these suckers built. So I got 5 more Skaven to do, or 5 more Stormcast to do to catch up with him. And then, yeah, other than that, doing a little bit of reading. I got a new book for work. I got still reading on Ian Carmel's book, T-Shirt Swim Club. Wasting time a little bit playing the Tacticus game and the Invincible game. And then this weekend, or for my weekend, because I have a weird work week, we both decided to pick up a game. So I got the casting of Frank Stone on the PlayStation 5 for Jana. So she played that a little bit last night and then a bit today. Seems to be enjoying it. She sent me a picture of something she was doing in game that was kind of a reference to Dead by Daylight, which was kind of funny. And then, yeah, I got off work just a little bit early because we had a working lunch. And so I came home and got to do about 20 minutes before we started the podcast. And up on screen, I got Space Marine 2 going.
Nice.
So, I've been distracted by that this whole entire time.
It's so damn pretty. They do the nice little tutorial thing where like you don't start off as Titus, you start off as a different Space Marine, and you're part of like a kill squad that's sent in to unleash a bio weapon on a planet. And they drop you to the ground, your group gets attacked, everybody gets split up, and you hit the ground and like you're away from everybody and like your comms don't work. So it's like, okay, you have to learn how to control this Space Marine. So it's still the tutorial part that I'm in. But yeah, the idea of parry in this game, where like, especially after doing like so much Ghost of Tsushima and Spider-Man games where it's like, a little block or whatever. And in this game, the parry is like a Tyranid jumps at you. And if you hit parry in time, your Space Marine just catches them by their neck and then slams them to the ground in a puddle of just mist. And it's like, oh,
nice.
Shit. And then, yeah, chain sword, bolt pistol, bolt rifle. Yeah, you do if you do like it's a charged power attack. If you hit a creature and stun them, it lets you then hit R2. And so you basically shoulder tackle somebody in your giant Space Marine armor. It knocks them back woozy and puts a little red target on them. And so then if you tap R2, your guy pulls out his bolt pistol and shoots him in the head. So it's like an instant kill. So much fun. And yeah, just the soundtrack seems really cool so far. It's beautiful. It's just a gorgeous game. I did like go nuts and I bought like the $110 version of it.
Nice.
So
hey, you do what you want. You live.
Yeah, exactly. So season pass, I got like for Gianna, we got all the extra costumes in the casting of Frank Stone. And then if you did the upgrade from standard to like just the season pass on Space Marine, it made it $99. If you added $10, you got everything. It's like, well, then I'll just get the $110 version. And well, I got like 8 hours of holiday pay for a day I didn't work this week because of Memorial Day or because of Labor Day. So cool. I got it covered. The new job pays well. So yeah, I'm happy. But yeah, so I got me some Space Marine that I've been playing, and I'll be playing some more later. So that's what I'm getting into and will be getting into.
Very nice. I approve.
What about you, Willie?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm going to keep this pretty short and simple. I also had gotten the casting of Frank Stone. I have seen an image of the entity still in the beginning, still very in the beginning. So that's spoilers of the first hour you play. So, you figure it out.
Yeah.
But so I haven't gotten much into it as far as I got, and I'm looking forward to getting more into it because I love Supermassive. I loved Until Dawn. I love the Quarry. I like the Dark Pictures anthology games. So more. And in the Dead by Daylight universe. So I'm happy. And I have in Dead by Daylight ran through with my Murder Mill shirt that you get from getting the game as well.
Nice.
And
I do have to say, did you have a secondary Dead by Daylight account on Steam or anything? Did you ever turn on your cross progression?
no, because I don't have
that.
I've only have a PlayStation.
Yes, and I'd played Steam when I was, Twitch streaming, and I built up basically it was majority of like 90% of my gameplay on there was just with killers, and so I didn't have any survivors unlocked. But then on PlayStation, it did both, usually playing Survivor, with you or Jana. I turned on the cross progression the other day, a couple of clicks on the websites, made sure everything was updated, open up Steam, close it, open up PS5, closed it. I have everything everywhere. I gotta give them props. I give Behavior a ton of shit for all the things they get wrong. They made cross progression. Once they turned it on, it was easy and it worked extremely well. As far as I know, I have everything for my PS5 that I paid for. All my DLC is now in my Steam account.
Nice.
I have all my killers, all my survivors. It's awesome. Good on them.
I will say I did have to go to the website to sign in because the prove that I had bought both the Casting of Frank Stone and that I had Dead by Daylight. And once that went through, that's when it like started popping in. And I started Dead by Daylight. I was like, oh, there goes all the things. Yeah, I got. Yeah,
things. You got a little pop-ups for everything you unlocked.
Yeah,
it's nice. I think I have like 8 million blood points on my account right now because I haven't spent any, and I had them sitting on my Steam account because I like leaving blood points on there for when they would put the public test build up. Go spend 3-4 million blood points on a new killer to try them out.
Nice.
And I am another thing I got into, which is going to be the last thing, because I like it short, simple, and sweet, baby. And plus, my memory is terrible. But I made some Halloween decoration today because I'm not going to lie, I saw a reel on Instagram that gave me the idea. So I went and got all the things to make my own little spooky cauldron candle, little jacuzzi skeleton
nice.
Candle. I made it 3 wicks because why not? He's like, just have.
Has it got any fragrance to it, or is it just plain wax?
I tried to add. I got some like essential oil stuff just for the scent of it, and not really. Like I don't know how much I needed to add. This is the first one to do, so I mean, there's some scent. It's supposed to have dragon fruit scent, just because I was like, okay, that's one of my options. That sounds all right.
What does dragon fruit smell like? I tasted dragon fruit, but I can't honestly tell you other than just when I've had it in a life water or something.
Probably what it tastes like, I'm assuming.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I did 2 of these guys, and this is just one of them. One of them I have them sunk in a little bit more, and both arms are kind of like up on the thing, like ooh. And this one I just got like
making more,
just chilling out. Say what?
Are you gonna keep making more?
I mean, I can. I got to get more of these cauldrons. Where I can get some cheaper cauldrons.
When are you starting your Etsy store?
Yeah, now's the month to sell them, man.
Yeah.
That's Halloween loot right there.
This is pretty.
People love some Halloween merch.
Listen, make your own. Go. I did the bad thing.
Don't ever tell people to make their own.
Make their own stuff.
You'll make
Stop
it for
complaining about people making fun of you because you forgot something at the bottom of your cart. Get over yourself. You made a mistake. It happens. No one's angry at you. No one's upset at you. Get over it. In this hypothetical person.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I've been getting into. Making spooky Halloween stuff. Oh, do you hear that? I hear David S. Pumpkins in the background.
Oh no.
I'm afraid.
If you remember who David S. Pumpkins is.
Mm-hmm.
I have concerns. I have many concerns. But Willie, I do enjoy your candles. I look forward to any reports of future candle making.
I mean, if you guys want one, I'll fucking make it and send it to you. You just gotta let me know.
Man, it's too hot out right now. That shit gonna melt.
That's true.
It took a long time for that candle. Oh yeah. So for the wax. So stupid. I just went to the dollar store and got a bunch of the Jesus candles. I just melted those in some boiling water. That's what's in there. So technically the skeletons are in some holy wax water.
Oh no. Don't tell Jana that or she won't want us to burn it in the house. Or no, maybe she will. I don't know.
I mean, why not? They're
Jesus
made to be
wax?
burned, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like the long. Yeah, usually have on
So weird though. That's so
Mary or
weird though
whatever
to use those for Halloween
Virgin
candles.
Well, I mean, it was the cheapest way to get a lot of wax.
All right.
And I just put them in a boiling pot with water and just let them get hot enough to melt down.
I can
And I
dig it.
reused the wicks. So yeah,
Nice.
they were $1 each. What am I going to do?
Not bad.
do it?
Nothing wrong with the dollar store, man.
Nothing at all. But yeah, that's what I've been getting into.
Well, and then
Besides party pooping.
Of course, the party pooping. Before we shut things down, a friendly reminder, we do stream the show live every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Head on over to GonnaGeek.com/live. That is where all of the live shows in the Gonna Geek Network can be found. I do also want to say, before we shut this down, there's a pretty cool StreamYard integration with Facebook where we do stream this too. So thank you to Devon Jones for liking the live stream over on the Facebook side of things.
Nice.
And we still have a viewer on Facebook right now, so I'm going to assume that's them watching us right now. So thank you so much.
Sweet.
I didn't know Facebook still exists. I'm not gonna lie. What is
It
social
does, it
media?
does.
It's a thing that does stuff.
It's where people yell at each other on the internet.
That's everywhere on the internet.
And
Yeah, but
post
mainly
and-
social media.
post in all caps lock. I do not give Facebook permission to do in some ridiculous thing that they were told was the
I
truth.
love all those. Those
People
make
are-
me laugh every time I see them.
Really dumb. I don't know how I feel about it other than that. But on that note, we are going to shut things down. But before we shut down the feed, do you guys have any final thoughts for the people?
Praise
For
the
your
machine,
party
praise
pooping
the
needs.
Omnissiah.
I guess Willie's going to poop on the party as we head on out the door. So
Yeah.
thanks, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, channel 3 of the Alpha Geek radio app, and over at our network home at GonnaGeek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast at GonnaGeek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGN Podcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at Incompetech.com.